Okay, so here's another interesting Pokemon theory. So there's the idea that Gyarados was supposed to be swapped with Dragonite at one point, and some people have based it based on the way Dragonair looked versus Gyarados, and Magikarp versus Dragonair, and then Dragonite. But what's really interesting is if you really think about it, it kind of doesn't make sense because, even Dratini is a pure dragon, and Gyarados is not really a pure dragon type, even though it is based on a Chinese, or it was a Chinese sea serpent. But it's interesting because if you actually take Dragonair's original beta design, it was actually called the White Dragon, which is actually, they got it from Final Fantasy IV. If you've ever played Final Fantasy IV, there's the white dragons you can find, and they look just like Dragonair's beta form. Sort of a little bit different, but it's interesting though. Well, I'd say that Gyarados was never meant to be a legendary dragon, not yet, but as to Dragonair's family and all that, you can actually see it's a pure-blooded dragon type. So that's why at one point it was supposed to be a legendary, not Gyarados, but the Dragonair family. And the babies were dragons, pure dragons. But Gyarados and Magikarp, while it is super strong, it is not a pure dragon. It's like a water and a flying type, if I remember correctly. And then when it's Mega Evolution, it's like a dark and a water type. It makes more sense that way. So I don't see any difference between the two. I think they got it right the first time when they released the final forms as they are. So that's basically what it is, because even Magikarp's got the little whiskers on its side, kind of like a catfish, and then Gyarados has the whiskers too, so it makes sense that it's, even if Magikarp was supposed to be a sandworm at one point, if you go based on Gyarados' beta design from Gen 1, it's just, it's not a dragon. It's not a legendary dragon. It's even if Gyarados, or even if Dragonite at one point was an actual legendary, with the concept they could catch them more than once. I mean, you could still catch more than one Dragonair and they breed, but their stats aren't 600. It's like 555 or somewhere on there, maybe 580. I'd have to double check. But it's definitely, the Dragonair family is definitely more originally a legendary than the Gyarados family would be. So